Scottish actor David Tennant has been working in the entertainment industry for almost 3 decades and has played plenty of memorable characters on TV, film, and much more. In fact, one of the biggest roles he's known for is actually on his favorite show from his boyhood. In 2005, David became the 10th Doctor Who on the BBC sci-fi classic series, and on the way, he brought a whole group of new female fans to the show. With the 60th anniversary of the show looming in 2023, fans are also shocked to find David will be returning to the role, being the new Doctor once again. While we wait for this, you can also catch David Tennant on the hit Amazon Prime Video show Good Omens, based on the Terry Pratchett and Neil Gaiman novel, where he plays Crowley. However, there's likely a lot that you don't know about this talented actor, so stay tuned because we'll talk about everything from David's early years, his path to showbiz, and much more here for you on Famous Life. David Tennant was born David John MacDonald in Bathgate, West Lothian on April 18, 1971. His parents were Mother Helen and Father Alexander Sandy MacDonald, and his father was a minister who served as the moderator of the General Assembly of the Church of Scotland. David and his brother Blair and his sister Karen grew up in Ralston, Renfrewshire, a suburb of the Greater Paisley area in Scotland, and their father was a local minister there. When David was only 3 years old, he told his parents he wanted to become an actor, coincidentally enough, because he was a fan of Doctor Who. He watched almost every Doctor Who episode for years and once spoke to the 4th Doctor, Tom Baker, at a book signing event in Glasgow. While his parents tried to convince him to aim for more conventional work, David was determined and ended up appearing on screen before he was even out of school. Speaking of school, Tennant went to Ralston Primary School and Paisley Grammar School, where he participated in various school productions. Then, he later went on to the Royal Scottish Academy of Music and Drama, but before he went to this exclusive school, David was first noticed for his talent by Scottish TV, when actress Edith MacArthur spotted him performing when he was only 10 years old, and told his parents she believed he would become a successful theatre actor. David was attending Saturday classes at the Royal Conservatoire of Scotland, which would then become the Royal Scottish Academy of Music and Drama. Then, when he was 16, he nailed an audition for the Academy, becoming one of the school's youngest students and studying there between the ages of 17 to 20. When David found out there was another David MacDonald in the same acting union, Equity, he changed his name to David Tennant, taking this idea for his stage name from Pet Shop Boys frontman Neil Tennant. He later legally changed it. David made his professional acting debut while in secondary school when he was 16, acting in an anti-smoking film by the Glasgow Health Board, which aired on TV and was screened in schools, and the next year, he had a role in an episode of Dramarama. After graduating, David auditioned for the political Scottish theatre group 784 and landed the part of Geary the Hitman in their touring production of Resistible Rise of Arturo Uith, one of a few plays he performed with this theatre company. In the 1990s, Tennant appeared in a handful of plays at the Dundee Repertory Theatre. Things were looking promising for David when he landed his first major TV role as Campbell in the BBC TV series Taken Over the Asylum in 1994, after he impressed director David Blair during filming of another drama, Strathblair, in 1992. David says that playing the manic-depressive Campbell was a role he claimed changed his life. Tennant recalled from the audition they needed someone who could believably act 19 and bonkers, which he could do and did very well. He followed this up with a much-praised performance as the page boy in What the Butler Saw at the Littleton. When David was 25 years old in 1996, he joined the Royal Shakespeare Company, and when he played Touchstone in As You Like It, he was praised as the most memorable in years. He was steadily developing his career in British theatre, often performing with the company, and was also applauded for his roles of Jack Lane in The Herbal Bed, as well as Romeo in Romeo and Juliet, among many others. These days, Tennant is a respected classical stage actor and has won many awards for this, including the 2005 Critics' Award for Theatre in Scotland Best Male Performance as Jimmy Porter in Look Back in Anger, a 2003 Laurence Olivier Theatre Award nomination for Best Actor for Lobby Hero, and more. All the while he was acting in theatre, David was working in the world of TV, guest starring in the episodes of a handful of shows and British films. However, some roles on TV got Tennant more recognized than the others, which were namely his roles in He Knew He Was Right as well as Blackpool. Of course, David rose to more global fame when he was selected to play the 10th Doctor on the massively popular BBC sci-fi series Doctor Who, which has become a pop culture fixture and 50-year TV favorite. The series shows the adventures of the time-traveling humanoid alien Doctor as he protects civilization and people in need while defending himself against enemies. David replaced the last Doctor, making his first brief appearance in the 2005 episode Parting of the Ways and in a special 7-minute mini-episode that same year. Tennant has been formerly offered the role of the Doctor during rehearsals for the Quatermass Experiment, and David has often expressed enthusiasm about fulfilling his childhood dream. He said in an interview, "Who wouldn't want to be the Doctor? I've even got my own TARDIS." In November 2013, as part of Doctor Who's 50th anniversary celebrations, David's Doctor was voted the UK's favorite Doctor in a survey held by the Radio Times magazine. Since beginning his Doctor Who career, David has been on many spin-offs of the series over the years. Being an enthusiast and loyal supporter of the show, David announced he would be stepping down from the role in 2008, but returned briefly to the role in 2013 to guest star in the 50th anniversary special The Day of the Doctor. In 2022, it was revealed that David would shockingly return again as the 14th Doctor, but more on that in just a moment. Over the years, David has starred in a handful of movie roles too, including in the 2012 drama The Minor Character for Sky Arts, and played the lead in the BBC 4 miniseries Spies of Warsaw. Prior to these, in 2010, he starred as Dave, a man struggling to raise 5 children after the death of his partner in the British drama Single Father, and for this role, he was nominated as Best Actor at the Royal Television Society Programme Awards. In 2014, he appeared in the comedy What We Did on Our Holiday, and in 2015, Tennant also portrayed the villain Kilgrave on Jessica Jones, the Marvel and Netflix TV series opposite Kristen Ritter. Despite constantly working on on-screen projects, David has confessed that theater work is quote-unquote his default way of being. In recent years, David has appeared in some other on-screen productions, including the Scottish true crime miniseries Deadwater Fell, which premiered in 2020, and he further got his first credit as an executive producer for this series, in which he also played the main character. In September 2020, Tennant played Scottish serial killer Dennis Nilsen in the 3-part miniseries Des, for which he won the International Emmy Award for Best Actor. In 2020 and 2021, he starred in the TV series Staged with Michael Sheen, as well as this year in 2022, he played Reverend Harry Watling in BBC One's Inside Man. Another major role which you might recognize David from is his role on the show Good Omens since 2019. This fantasy comedy series was created and written by Neil Gaiman and is based on the 1990 novel he wrote with Terry Pratchett of the same name. David stars as the demon Crowley on the show, one of the main characters who has lived on Earth since the beginning of time. He's the serpent who tempted Eve with the apple from the tree of knowledge of good of evil. Fans and critics alike have said that Tennant has absolutely nailed his role as the demon. Now it's been confirmed that the Amazon Prime Video series will be returning for a second season in 2023, in which David will also be returning for his role of Crowley. And that's not the only reason why David will be busy, as he's also set to return to his biggest role thus far, much to the shock of his fans. It was already announced that Tennant would return in some form to the Doctor Who's 60th anniversary in 2023, but it came as a shock at the end of Jodie Whittaker's recent Doctor Who finale that Tennant would be the new Doctor again. He will officially be called the 14th Doctor and will be back to lead the series through its milestone year. But how did this come to be? Showrunner Russell T Davies, who formerly cast David in 2005, revealed that the idea for this exciting new development in the Whoniverse came out of 2 things that have rarely brought us good news: the pandemic and Twitter. In December 2020, as per the trend for tweet-alongs in which celebs and fans would live watch a movie or show together, Davies, Tennant, and Catherine Tate joined in with a seasonal rewatch of 2006 Christmas special, The Runaway Bride. They enjoyed this walk down memory lane so much that it started them wishing they could work together again. As Davies said, "Afterwards, I just looked at my phone. It was 20:01 on 18 December 2020. Catherine texted me to say how much she enjoyed it. I texted back, God, let's get David to do some more Doctor and Donna. I loved it so much." I don't think I really meant it though, honestly no secret plan at work. But then Catherine replied, let's do it, the Doctor and Donna, The Lost Adventures. Once they found Tennant was just as enthusiastic about this idea as they were, Davies decided to make it official and reached out to the BBC that the trio was going to give it another go. This bright new Disney era of Doctor Who is scheduled to kick off November 2023, and fans all over will be getting prepared to see David Tennant back in his famous role of the Doctor. While I'm sure we will see David in other productions aside from this and the next season of Good Omens, we'll just have to wait and see what else is in store for this talented actor. Thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe to Famous Life and leave a comment for who you'd like us to feature next.